Here is a detailed explanation on how to protect your online privacy. Begin with an introduction to the topic of online privacy and why it is important to protect it. Explain that in today's digital age, personal information can easily be collected, stored, and sold without your knowledge or consent. Mention that the purpose of the presentation is to provide practical tips and strategies for protecting your online privacy. Use strong passwords. Emphasize the importance of using strong passwords and why it's essential for protecting online accounts. Explain that a strong password should include a mix of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols, and should be at least 12 characters long. Suggest using a password manager to generate and store strong passwords. Enable two-factor authentication. Explain that two-factor authentication, 2FA, provides an extra layer of security by requiring a second form of authentication in addition to a password. Provide examples of 2FA methods such as SMS text message, email, or authentication apps like Google Authenticator. Encourage the audience to enable 2FA on all of their online accounts. Avoid phishing scams. Define phishing as a fraudulent attempt to obtain sensitive information, such as usernames, passwords, and credit card details, by disguising as a trustworthy entity. Explain that phishing scams can come in various forms, such as email, text messages, or phone calls, and often use urgency or fear tactics to trick people into sharing their personal information. Provide examples of common phishing scams, such as fake emails from banks, social media, or online retailers. Suggest ways to avoid phishing scams, such as checking the sender's email address, verifying the website URL, and never clicking on suspicious links. Use a VPN. Explain that a virtual private network, VPN, encrypts your internet traffic and hides your IP address, making it difficult for anyone to track your online activity or location. Provide examples of VPNs, such as NordVPN, ExpressVPN, or CyberGhost. Mention that using a VPN can protect your online privacy, especially when using public Wi-Fi networks. Review privacy settings on social media. Explain that social media platforms collect and use personal information for targeted advertising and other purposes. Suggest reviewing the privacy settings on social media accounts to control who can see your posts, who can contact you, and what information is shared with third-party apps. Provide examples of privacy settings on popular social media platforms, such as Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Regularly update software and apps. Emphasize the importance of keeping software and apps up to date to avoid security vulnerabilities and bugs. Explain that software updates often include security patches, bug fixes, and performance improvements that can help protect your personal information. Encourage the audience to enable automatic updates on their devices whenever possible. Conclusion. Summarize the main points of the presentation and emphasize the importance of protecting online privacy. Encourage the audience to act and implement the tips and strategies discussed in the presentation. Provide additional resources for further reading or support, such as privacy-focused websites, apps, or organizations.